Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 10th through the 17th. We're going to see what's happening in the week ahead for you all with this lovely deck here, this mermaid deck theme for our mermaid and ocean theme for the summer. And then we're going to pull a mermaid and dolphin oracle card for you all from that deck there. So without further ado, Capricorns, let's jump right on in here and see what's going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Let me turn off my AC. It might be bothering some of you. Let's see what's happening for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Keep in mind, whenever you happen to stumble upon this video, the energies are still applicable for you. You will stumble upon it when you are meant to stumble upon it, even though I'm doing it for the 10th through the 17th. Your first card here, my darlings, is the Hanged Man, right? Not everybody's favorite card. A lot of people don't like to see the Hanged Man because it's like, well, things aren't moving forward and things feel like they're kind of up in the air, kind of a bit of a limbo. And for you go-getter Capricorns, that can definitely be frustrating. But there's something that a lot of people don't realize about the Hanged Man, and I've said this before. It's a major arcana card, you guys. The major arcana cards come up in our life when we're entering a new chapter. They're very significant, right? So much of our life is choose your own adventure, but there are some moments or some little points in our life that are destined, that have to do with our schedule of like what we're supposed to learn and what we came here to master and to accomplish and to like perfect within ourselves. So the major arcana cards tell us, hey, this is one of those turning points for you. And anytime we're at any one of these kinds of major arcana crossroads, we're surrounded by our angels and guides. They are around us. They are with us. They are going into this new chapter with us to help us and to just give us that support. And the Hanged Man is a card that basically is letting you know that this is like the calm before the storm. This is the time before things really start getting busy. And Spirit is trying to give you a little bit of a timeout, not to punish you, not to abandon you, but to give you some time to get really, really clear about what it is that you want. Okay, because it's about to come in. And you have to understand our angels and guides have to honor our free will. So if we're like manifesting something, really, really devoted to manifesting it or really persistent about it, at some point we're going to manifest it, right? But the Hanged Man is a period of time when our angels and guides realize that, hey, you know what? You've been manifesting this thing on autopilot and it's about to come in. Like, we got to let it in for you, but we kind of have our doubts about this. We feel like maybe you're not going to be so happy when this happens or when you receive this. And so we're giving you a little bit of a timeout, wanting you to see that. We're giving you a time to really kind of double check your order, double check what you're putting out there into the universe, because it's about to come in, right? So this is the time to check your order. Dot your I's, cross your T's, double check your order. Sometimes we manifest things on autopilot because we've been really hung up on it, or we've just been autopilot, like we're on autopilot, we're doing things on autopilot, right? The same way sometimes you might have a repetitive job and you go through your whole day and you're doing everything on autopilot, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, like how did the day end? Or like, where was I? Like I wasn't here, my mind was somewhere else. Like my body was going through the motions, but I wasn't here, right? Sometimes we manifest in that way. We manifest on autopilot. So this is the time to see things in a different way. If you're not sure, you know, ask your angels and guides to help you. Say, please, angels and guides, help me see what I'm missing here. Help me see what you're trying to get me to realize. Open my eyes to it. Help me to see it. Help me to process it. You can ask for Archangel Chamuel to come in and give you mental clarity as well. Your next card here, my darlings, is bump, bump, bump. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Three of Cups, Three of Cups, Three of Cups, Three of Cups. And Three of Cups is going to be a card about celebrating, finding like-minded people, like-minded community, good news coming in, cause for celebration. But Three of Cups has been giving me a really, really specific message lately. And it's been an ongoing, repeating theme. Okay, I'm not sure if it came up for you guys, Capricorn, but it came up for several of the signs last week. And the energy that I was getting from it was that it's time to heal the feminine energy, right? We hear so much, right? We hear so much about how the father role impacts the family, right? So like if a father's not spending time with their kids, or if their father's not around, absolutely that's going to impact the child. Or if the father is behaving in a really dictatorial kind of way. We've had this whole kind of thing about, you know, the importance of the masculine role in the developing of people, and how it can either harm or build up. We don't hear so much about it from the feminine aspect, though. We don't hear so much about the mom aspect of it. And the truth of it is sometimes we end up with maternal wounds, right? We might have a mom that wasn't emotionally available, or we might have a mom who was absent, right? Who just wasn't in our life. Or we might have a mom who was very critical, very demanding, very nitpicky, very critical. And so we begin to develop, or like if there was the absence of the father, and, you know, if you were a male, you know, and there was an absence of a father, maybe your mother put a lot of pressure on you, like to be the man of the house, or, you know, to fulfill that role. And you're like, dude, I'm just a kid, you know? So there could be some imbalance here where the maternal energy needs to be healed in your life, or you need healing from maternal energy, right? And sometimes Three of Cups can indicate somebody who wants to party and be out there with a bunch of people and just kind of live a very free life. But in this instance, the energy that I'm feeling from the Three of Cups is to bond with the feminine energy, right? So if you're female, even if you don't, you know, date women, right? You're just completely, totally, you're female, and you're only into, you know, masculine energy. This card still applies to you, because it's about allowing feminine friendship into your life. You know, maybe you've been like, well, I don't trust women, or women are catty, or they gossip, or they backstab, and, you know, maybe you kind of see yourself as one of the guys, or like a loner or something. But it's like letting in high vibrational feminine energy into your life, high vibrational women. For those of you who date women, you're attracted to women, you date women, this card is saying it's time to embrace the feminine energy in a non-physically intimate kind of way, in a lusty kind of way, but more just allowing yourself to have relationships and friendships and companionships and that closeness with the feminine energy to heal the feminine wounds that you might have from childhood, okay? Or from an ex or something. Maybe you had a very, very bitter breakup, and, you know, that person brought up all of your kind of fears around women, right? It's time to heal that stuff. And you're going to heal it by establishing these friendships and these relationships with women that are not about dating, that are not about romance, that are just about that friendship and companionship. The next card here is the Four of Pentacles. And Four of Pentacles is a card that can indicate having fear around finances, right? So maybe some of you are being cautious. We definitely are in very changing times with a lot of changes. And so maybe you're being cautious with your money and your resources, and that can definitely be a very smart thing to be doing. But Four of Pentacles can also indicate the need for physical space and like physical distance. And those of you who watch my readings, you know that in the weekly forecasts, I focus on everything other than love and romance, because I do a monthly love reading. And then in the weeklies, I try to focus on how the cards are impacting you, or what messages they have for you in other areas of your life, around your healing, your spiritual development, your career, your finances, you know, whatever spirit wants to talk about that's not about dating, okay? I will say this just real quick, because I think it was last week, you guys had like a really like love-based reading, okay? Some things may have happened in between last week and this week that some of you are realizing that you're wanting to take a time to yourself and a time of like physical abstinence or celibacy, because I see that a lot with the Four of Pentacles. It's like you're healing, and you might be open to allowing people in, and you might be open to establishing emotional intimacies, but at the same time you may be in the energy of where like you're trying to take your energy back, you're trying to clear out, right? You're trying to clear out and clear the previous partners or the previous experiences, or you're just in a place where you're reclaiming your body, right? Like you're taking back ownership of your body in some way. So maybe you're healing from some trauma, okay? Maybe you're healing from something in the past that happened, and so you're clearing out that energy and you're taking, you know, back like this protective energy over your body. You might also be very protective of your space, okay? Those of you who are finding yourself at home a lot right now, or, you know, with other people, you might be staking out or claiming your space. Like, hey, you know, we have to have boundaries. This is my space. This is my sanctuary. Like, this is where people can't really, you know, bother me, right? You might even be, if there's been a lot of arguments in the home, or if there's been issues, there might even be like a rule that you're making, or rule that you're setting out, that, hey, you know, this is my space here. When I'm here, this means don't talk to me. This means leave me alone, right? So you might be distancing yourself and taking a time out from people who are trying to, like, maybe they're not trying to argue with you, but, you know, like they might be rubbing you the wrong way, or tensions might be running kind of high. I also feel with this card, Capricorn, some of you have been really, really under this energy for a really long time of like really wanting to be generous. So maybe even when it comes to like your finances and trying to manifest abundance, maybe you had these ideas of either being very generous to other people, making massive donations, you know, doing things for friends and family, or like being able to show off your success with like something really fancy purchases and things. I feel that as you're going through that Hanged Man energy of your eyes opening up and awakening, your daydream or your visualization of this success is changing, in which you still want the abundance coming in, but what you're going to be doing with it is changing. You're coming into a more like fiscally conservative energy, right? And you're thinking more along the lines of investments, and you might still be wanting to be doing things for like giving to charities and stuff, but like not as excessively, or not like in a showy kind of way, okay? Your next card here, my darlings, is Six of Cups. And Six of Cups can definitely indicate reconciliation, right? Reconciliation. And it could also be reviewing the past, remembering the past, kind of reminiscing. Capricorn, if you're struggling with depression, Six of Cups comes in with the message. And let me clarify something, right? We use the term depression very loosely, because typically depression is something that you have to be diagnosed with, right? But how many of us, like if you've talked to a friend or family member and you've been feeling down, how many of us have been like, you know what, I'm feeling really depressed, right? But you haven't been diagnosed with depression, right? I've done it. I've said that. So I just want to clarify that. Sometimes we're very sad, but it's not the same thing as depression. So when I'm using the word depression, I'm not talking about a diagnosis. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't get into like mental health issues. But this card can sometimes tell us that if we're feeling really sad, or if we're feeling very down, if we're having a hard time finding our joy, a lot of the times it's because we're really kind of stuck in the past. Either we're remembering the old days and we're remembering them way better than they actually were, and we're like looking back over our shoulder at the old times, or we're looking back over our shoulder at the old times of like the traumas that we went through, or the unfair things that happened. And so Spirit is saying the way that we're going to find happiness and joy is to, in the present moment, be in the present moment. Get out of autopilot. Get out of autopilot, ground yourself, be present in the present moment, right? Do whatever you can to get into the present moment, even if it is getting up and washing some dishes, or going for a walk, or doing something that requires your attention and focus. Maybe putting together a puzzle, or making a meal, or, you know, whatever, just something, tinkering on your car if that's something that you're into doing, whatever. But just get into the energy of doing something that's bringing you into the present moment. That's going to help break up some of the sadness, okay? Keep in mind also, Capricorn, those of you who are healing right now, who are releasing the past, when we start to release people, they show up. They start falling out of the woodwork. So you might have people resurfacing this week for the sole purpose of you being able to get that closure, for you being able to say what needs to be said and to finish things in a way where they don't feel unfinished anymore. All right, we're going to go ahead and see what your oracle message is for the week. Don't forget, my darlings, watch your moon, sun, and rising sign videos, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. And you might need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Alrighty, my darlings. So what you have here is break free. I heard the Queen song right now. I'm not going to sing. I'm a terrible singer. But you have break free. It says I'm sorry. It would be nice if I could read. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn, right? So this also comes in with that being grounded, being in the present moment, right? Break free from the sadness, break free from the stagnation, break free from the same old everyday autopilot, and try new things, new experiences. Yes, we're kind of limited right now in terms of what we can do, depending on what part of the world you live in. You know, I'm in California, and you know, here we can't go a lot of places, right? Or even a lot of Americans, there's all kinds of like airline deals right now. Oh, you get the whole road to yourself, but there's like a lot of countries that won't let us in right now, right? So we might be kind of limited about where we can go and what we can do, but that doesn't mean you can't have new experiences right where you are, right? Or if your budget is limited, you can, oh my gosh, you guys, if you're watching this right now, you have internet, or you have access to internet, or there's someone that's letting you use their internet. You have access to internet if you are watching this right now. And the internet is abundant with resources. You can learn a new language. You can learn about a culture that you're fascinated with. You can learn about historical events. You can learn how to do things. You can teach yourself how to do things that you've always been interested in. Okay? You have this resource available to you to kind of do something new and to shake it up and to be in the present moment and not be reliving the past. So I hope this was helpful, Capricorn. I thank you for reaching out. Again, check out your channeled angel messages for August if you haven't already. Those are linked in the description of the video. You can also check out your love and romance reading for August, which is also linked in the description of the video. And don't forget, guys, every single month towards the end of the month, I give away a free 30-minute reading. And I give away a different prize. Every month the prize changes. So I just pick one winner from my Instagram and one winner from my Facebook. I just go through the likes and the comments, and one person gets a free reading from me, and one person gets whatever the prize is that I'm giving away. Usually it's like a tarot deck or like a crystal or just different things or jewelry. And this month I'm giving away a beautiful, beautiful painting that was done by Mixed Media Girl. And when I saw it, I immediately thought of Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel brings us stamina, gets us to victory, helps us overcome obstacles, helps us come up with creative solutions. And his colors are yellow and orange, thus inspiring my nails. That painting made me like want to get like the get the orange and yellow nails. But that, if you want to see that or check that out, that's on my social media as well. And one person can win the painting and one person will win the free reading. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week, Capricorn. Take care.